Yo, 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 what is up? What it do? How we doing? How are you? This is your boy, Puro Caballero, aka Mario Caballero, back again, live here. It is now June the 28th of Pride Month is just around the corner. It's almost 4th of July weekend, almost my little brother's birthday, almost Supreme Kai's birthday. Shout out to them. But right now, this is episode 109 of the Puro Caballero Show. And yeah, we're going to try to get this in real quick. Been a few weeks since I touched back with you guys. Thank you so much for tuning back in. If you haven't already, follow us everywhere you get your podcasts. Spotify, Apple, SoundCloud, Google, wherever you get your podcast, we'll be there. Give us a nice little review. Follow us on YouTube and obviously on Twitch, where we're at right now. Give us a follow at Pro Caballero Show, same as you see everywhere in the description. So yeah, we'll be there. Give us a subscribe, follow, rate, review, leave us comments, do all that shit, do all the stuff. Give us a follow on Instagram at the Puro Caballero Show. Get that up and popping. But yeah, I'm on a little bit of a time crunch right now because I will be hosting later at the Thai Angel Bar show that we have going on tonight. Very happy to have that lineup there. If you're listening right now, come on out in Koreatown. We're up on West. We got a great lineup got on here. Lineup change last minute, but we'll have Andrew Mercado, Paul Ober, Haley Hackett, and AJ Santos in the building. Couple special dropping guests as well will be coming by. So yeah, come on through. Pad Thai, you're loud and laugh, man. Nothing better than laughing in public, right? All right. Come on. If you don't come out this week, we'll be having a couple other shows coming up. A little bit of a schedule change. We're supposed to have a show on the 12th of July. That'll be the next one, but unfortunately moved it back over 2 days to the 14th. I will be performing at Flappers. It'll be my debut performance. That'll be upcoming the 12th there. Thank you to It Is. You're amazing. Thank you for that spot there as well. Flappers debut. That should be pretty. What else do I have on the docket coming, guys? Here. A couple other shows coming. Show, I believe, at the Haha that'll be helping out. I want to say that's the 11th, but I'll give you more information as we get a little bit closer to those dates. So yeah, Thai Angel Bar will be running the show on the 14th. It'll be a little bit of different with Thursday, but then we're back to the Tuesday schedule on the 20th. Yeah, those will be our next two shows. Line up together for you guys. It should be a fucking fun one. Fucking come out, hang out with me, guy, the homie Jay. What up? We're gonna have a. Yeah, I'm on a little bit of a time crunch. We got to get to that show. Did you guys? Hold on. Check. Oh, was this getting picked up? I don't fucking know. But yeah, a little bit of a time crunch. Got to get to that later. So yeah, let's just get right to it. What we're gonna talk about today. It's been a couple. We might as well talk about what shows I've done recently. I've had a couple good ones. Yeah, I got to perform in the desert this last weekend. One of those desert shows. Ultimate crowd. Drive out there. Yeah, shout out to everybody. Lie having me out there. So thank you. Been a while. It's been 19 days. Got to help. What else did I do? Did stand up last week. Oh, out in Culver City. That was a fun ass show. Thank you to Karina Reyes one more time for putting that show together. That was really good. Great crowd, great receptive audience. I felt really good about my performance. I did. I did. I thought for the most part everybody did really well as a lineup. flyer. Yes. I do it. Probably should I not do it? Probably. We had Evan Sanford, Mark Boyd, Sam Bilski, Barr, and Max Helper. Jorge, I believe his name. Yeah, he was top in. Yesterday at the Boom. What up? What up? What up? Yeah, so that show was fucking awesome. It was epic. Crowd was so live. I like don't do this. Not planning, but I decided I wanted to record my set, and I deleted a couple videos beforehand. I knew I was really close on memory that I had on my phone. So I'm like recording my set. Everything's going great. It's going tremendous. I have a couple new jokes that they're specific because it was such a a live audience, and boy oh boy, I didn't like a lot of like older stuff up top, but some of the stuff at the end, that shit was hidden. God, it was cracking. And I don't know, I set it up perfectly. I was playing with the crowd, playing with the audience a little bit of back and forth on the subject. I was just like nailing it. I don't know, everything just like was just lined up, and it out. Like some of the joke, like one punchline, but it has a lot of setup, so it's like it can be very hit or miss. Trying to get better with the setup or like trying to spice up that. I thought I did a good job that night, and I was really hyped when I got off stage. I go look at my phone and I pull it up. I realize that the recording ended right before I did that joke. So I was so devastated. I was so bummed. I was so pissed at myself. I'm like, come on, bro. I was like already in my head as I'm on stage. I'm like, ooh, it's gonna be a fire clip on Instagram, bro. Oof, I'm about to, oof, it's nice. And get to the end of the video, and it's only 6 minutes, and my set was like over 7. like, but like I had just had a great set, and like talking to Karina about what happened, and hard for me not to like just be pissed off at myself in the moment, but you did awesome. You did good. You did good, bro. Like, why are you mad? mm. I can never get fucking everything right. It's always like 9 out of 10. There's equation, and yeah, dude, it is what it is. It is what it is. I got over it, and about myself for the rest. That's yeah. Shout out to Karina one more time. That was a great job. Very live. Very well. I believe they're doing it monthly at the Garage on Motor Ave. That was a cool bar. Cool bar. What else did I? Oh, also had the of comedy show. They down in Long Beach, 50th podcast episode. I have a video coming out. I just got some photos from a photographer from a great night. A preview. Look at this guy right here. All right, that's enough. Uh, it, he was riffing on a bunch of people. Harlot, E, Big Homie Stan closed it out, and then we had Young Beeves. I think that's the first time I'd seen him. Yeah, those were those shows at another time. Oh, I got the opportunity to do a DJ set, a couple comedy shows out in the Rec Room. And big props to Aaron Thompson for having me there. Early show. And another big shout out to Bo and Santos, who night. Shout out to them. They putting on the second show, the Rec Room. And I like hit them up. I was like, bro, you got some people. Like, I'll just be there to hang out. Need a chick. So they hooked it up. They gave me top of that. So, guys. Yeah, so Rec Room out. That was a Kenny Weber putting on a bunch of shit out there. County. If you're in the area, you know, see, go out and dabble and check. I'd been there. Like, I wouldn't said. Had a fun week prior than that. I got to DJ show that he had. Funny Media Group repping the viscous vape booth, all that stuff. So everything. Hey man, that's a 4th of July coming up. And till then, yeah, show tonight. Be hitting mics though. All of the I'm at 6 times far. It will be nice. More mics slash shows, whatever. Thursday. Yeah, I think I could do that tomorrow. I think I do a couple Thursday also. But yeah, I'm trying to. I can do 250, but the halfway point would be end of June. It's 100. That's pretty decent here because there've been a couple weeks where haven't been doing taking a little bit of breaks here and there, kind of letting the step back. Gone through a couple ruts where you like fired and keep working on. Yeah, I kind of had a little bit of a weird spell, early spring, late winter. I don't know, Marchish. Yeah, starting to pick it up. Get right new material. Fired two all at once. I don't know. Who's got their own problem? Yeah, man. So that's the goal. Let's get to 200 to 250 to 3. First couple years doing stand up, I always had like that goal. Couple numbers. Back a little bit. 100 the first year, 50 the well, pandemic and that shit. You guys know what I'm talking about. So I'm just that trying to. Everybody's talking about the Supreme Court recently. It got overturned. Pretty monumental fucking court case. I mean, that's what wants to hear this guy necessarily about it, but yeah. I kind of agree with the point that like most men shouldn't be talking about women's. You guys want it? Like that part of it, fuck, like some. Oh shit, audio going in and out. All right, Kelly, thank you for the heads up. Let me see if I can fix this. If I can fix this. But yeah, that's really disappointing, man. Hold on. Hold on. What is going on? I go this way. Check, 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 check. All right. I think that's better. I think that's better. Yeah, man. My heart goes out to everybody who's getting affected. Obviously, living in California, I'm liberal state. I don't think a lot of people's reproductive rights are going to be as affected as if you're living in somewhere like Texas or another more conservative state in the union. So like that part of it sucks. Now, not everybody has that same resource and access, and I feel like there's got to be a lot of like ripple effects that this is going to have through the future. So we'll see if this is going to be upheld and what challenges might be presented moving forward. But yeah, man, I haven't had as much time to like really take a deep dive into this shit, and it's just kind of frustrating at being a comic because you just hear every motherfucker bring out their fucking abortion material and shit like that, and yeah, man, like, like I heard you say that joke like a year ago and it didn't work. Like, why are you trying it again? So it's like that part of it's just frustrating on the comedy side. Obviously, I talked to a couple female comics, and a lot of them getting like some of them are real like really lefty shit, like all up in that kind of Hollywood bubble ish. But like some of them be getting triggered. They be telling me they're getting triggered when they be hearing people talk about this stuff. And yeah, I've been going to mics and hearing that stuff. So like that's cool. Thank you, Kelly. Thank you for that. Man, yeah, it's a weird fucking time. Um, Weird fucking time for that shit. They been making some other rulings, some like religious rights ruling, whatever the high school football coach that got fired for kneeling at the 50-yard line before a game for even though he coached public school, not a private Catholic school necessarily. So that was a whole craziness. I know there's a whole bunch of stuff talking about the gun legislation that's been going on. Trying to make some changes as of response to what was going on to all these shootings that has been going crazy around the nation. We talked about it last podcast, so I won't get into too many of those. But yeah, a lot of shit going on with the Supreme Court, man. And it is fucking crazy to me still years later that the fact that the Republican Party like bullied the Democrats into not being able to get a nomination at the end of Obama's administration when there were no legal precedents for them to do that shit and pull that move, knowing that they had a chance to win the election with Trump. So when Trump won, then he put in who's it? Fucking what was the guy? The guy who was like crying on the stand or whatever, talking about his frat days and all that stuff. I didn't fucking do it or whatever the fuck he was doing. Um, yeah, that guy. You know what I'm talking about. But yeah, they have a conservative majority on the Supreme Court right now because of that shit, which is like kind of crazy. Political poodle getting into it right now. This is all coming from a guy who didn't vote in the midterm election, so I don't know. Take what I say for a grain of goddamn salt. But yeah, man, Supreme Court, man, there's fucking news all over the place, man. I'm just reading all that shit. What else happened? President fell off a bike. It happened like a week ago. Dude took a nasty tumble. That shit was hell hard. He looked like his foot got caught in his pedal. I don't know if it was like one of those bikes where you got to wear the funky looking shoes. They got to click in. Um, but yeah, homie took a tumble, and that's scary considering this guy looks like he's had osteoporosis for like the last 30 years of his life. So it's like, man, the fact that he didn't break a bone is kind of impressive, honestly. But yeah, I don't know why we're pushing this guy to like try to be over the top active when he doesn't look like he's got as many spry years left in him. Like, I'm just saying, man. And like, I'm not even talking about his like mental cognitive abilities, like just physically, man. Like, he was tripping up the steps to Air Force One a few months ago. Um, yeah, man. I don't know. Like, what was the Secret Service doing? They gotta be by his side, man. They should have. I know he was riding okay, but like, damn, maybe we still should have put some training wheels on that bike, man. It's like, Oh man, yeah. There's got to be like an age limit. There's like a lower age limit, and we need like an upper age limit for stuff for like driving or whatnot. I don't know. He's like, when you get to 80, then you can't be riding anything, bro. Um, yeah, he Biden. I wouldn't trust him to drive a car. Like, I don't understand why we're getting him on a bike, man. Like, is the economy that bad? This dude's got to do Uber Eats deliveries. Like, what the fuck's going on, man? Like, I don't know. I don't know, man. That dude fell flat hard. All right. That's enough. Enough political poodle for you guys. This is the main reason I want to do this podcast. I want to talk about some sports shit, bro. Let's fucking do it. Big shout out, big congratulations to the Golden State Warriors getting a championship, winning in 6 games over the Boston Celtics this year. So the Bay Area was like very excited about that shit. Klay Thompson was also. As soon as the game ended, Steph was over here pointing at the ring finger in the middle of the game, talking mad shit, talking mad papas to the Celtics, and yeah, he deserved it. Draymond Green going off, going crazy in the media, having fucking media wars with people and stuff nowadays. Just all new media versus old media, like rivalry. It's just like him and Kendrick Perkins talking mad shit, mostly. But yeah. Oh, who else too? Skip Bayless and who else? There's other guys. That been all up on Draymond recently. Yeah, new emote alert. I got a new emote. Check it out. Check it out. Let me drop it right here. Let me see. Did I get approved? Yep. Shout out to Draymond. This is basically what he told the media. He told them, "Shut up, bitch. Shut up." Oh man. Yeah, did you guys see the parade? That was fucking epic ass parade celebration, man. Klay was doing the most, man. Klay was doing the most. So he pulls up to the parade on a boat with his championship hat on that they gave after they won the trophy, right? And his hat flies off as he's like on Instagram Live, like videotaping himself. He's like like that. So that happens. He rolls up to the parade and then just starts. It looks like getting pretty sloppy. He's like partying in the streets with the fans. At one point, loses his ring in the crowd, and they're like searching on the ground trying to find it. He ran over a chick as he's stumbling. He's like in the street and loses his balance and takes like one of those stumbles where you like take 4 or 5 steps, and eventually like this other lady's just walking by. He knocks her over, regains his balance, and then helps pick her up and stuff. And I'm like, oh my god, Klay was going off, man. Klay was doing the most. Steph was having a good time too. It looked like he was getting into it. I think that's that confidence you get when you win your first Finals MVP and you're like the man. Like it was undoubted. He was undoubtedly the best player for the Warriors this whole playoff run, and especially in the finals, man. That game 4 that he put up was pretty damn impressive, man. 43 points. Ooh, he was just on fire and just really put the team on his back. After that game, you can kind of tell that like the Celtics, that was kind of their last gasp, and their main guys, Tatum and Brown, were like really dead and didn't have a lot of energy the last couple games because they were giving them a lot of responsibility and asking them to do a lot. They were playing so many minutes, hardly getting any rest. So that was a very interesting matchup. Very interesting to see. Very young Celtics team, or fairly young Celtics team with an older Asian Warriors squad. So that was a fun finals to watch there. What else did I want to see? Some other shit on Instagram. Where Fook? There it is. Oh yeah, freaking Klay. Oh my god, at the podium after the finals, they were dude, like all the shit talking just started happening like crazy, man. So that was fucking fun. We'll see what happens with the Warriors, see if they bring the team back or what goes down. But I don't know. Did I talk about this on my last podcast? But there's like there was some spicy shit going on in the stands in Game 4 of the Warriors game, man. Yeah. So his parents both showed up to the game, and they're divorced now. And Steph's parents, Sonia and Del Curry, they both showed up to the game with their new boyfriend and girlfriend. But come to find out that all those two individuals also used to be married to each other. So this is some like NBA wife swap situation going down, and everybody was going crazy on the internet for a few days about it. Yeah, kind of wild. Apparently, the guy was like a collegiate kicker, I think, in North Carolina, Charlotte area, where they were living because he was Dell was on the Hornets, and I'm pretty sure there's some crazy backstory that we don't fucking know. Like, one of them started dating, and then the other one got jealous and was like, "Oh yeah, you gonna date the Smiths or whatever the fuck?" Like, I'm gonna take the other one, damn it. So I don't know if that's like a true match made in heaven or if that's just a match made in spite, So it's crazy, man. The Curry family been known to keep it a little spicy, you know what I'm saying, man? Just freaking stirring it up in that pot, boy. Oh man. Wild stuff, man. So that was the joke I wanted to do at the show in Culver City a couple days ago, which I hope the audio was good enough for you guys to hear. I fucked up that setting, and this is what happens when you do a podcast up on the roof where there's wind and you change it, noise gate and all that shit, and then you come in here and you want to do podcasts and talk to the mic, and that's it. So anyway, we'll be better. We'll do better next time. Thank you, Kelly, for that. The audio help. But so this was a joke. Yeah, I had a joke about it. Basically, the punchline was, the Curry family, for most of their history, they're known for making 3-pointers, but recently they've been picking up a couple rebounds. Ha 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 ha. I'm an idiot. Oh shit! What up, Los? How we doing? So yeah, man, Curry family getting a little spicy. Yeah, so dude, that joke fucking murdered the room. Oh my god, that shit was oh man, I was in the pocket. I don't know what it was. I had like the good amount of nerves. Like I had a little bit of drink in me and I was just loose and flowing. I had all my stuff that I knew was working pretty well, that I had done before, all my old stuff. And I mixed that stuff in and everything was cooking. And I'm like, all right, bet now's the time. I'm gonna drop this one right at the end. And oh man, dude, I'm so upset at myself. I do not have a recording of that particular joke and how I got off stage at the end, because like that, oh man, so mad. Like I still got 6 minutes of that set, so I'll probably clip it out and put some of that material out there soon. But fuck, bro. Oh man. Yeah. Oh well, shit happens. What are you gonna do? What am I gonna do? Just sit in this pity. Swallow in this. No, I gotta just tell the joke again at another fucking hot room. So I might tell it at Flappers in Burbank. July 12th. Do I have a flyer? Hold on. Yes, I do. Check it out. Oh shit. Yep, this is the show. July 12th, 7 p.m. at the Yoo-Hoo Room at Flappers. Come on by. Big shout out to B Gutierrez, huge Wu-Tang fan. Killer Bees. Tony, Elise, Ace, Rachel, Remy, Kaylin, Ayla, excuse me, and Alex. Shout out to everybody who's gonna be on this show. It's going to be fucking dope. Gonna be a good one. All right, I digress. So yeah, big shout out to the Warriors. Steph Curry. His name's already up in there in the pantheon, but let's just put a little big stamp of approval on that one. For him to be in one of the GOATs. He's in that conversation right now. I don't care what fucking era you watch basketball, like you cannot deny what he has done and how crazy good Steph has been. So like for sure, big props to him. He's now got 4 championship rings, 1 finals MVP. He's got like basically all the 3-point records broken or in his sights to break. Um, Greatest shooter of all time, one of the scariest offensive threats ever. A lot of people got him now as maybe their top point guard of all time. Now, I think we got to take a step back and call a timeout right there because you got to look at what the hell Magic did and how he just, oh man, he elevated just the whole sport. So, like, I would still consider him above that. But, like, he's, I think, pretty clearly past Isaiah Thomas now on the all-time point guard list rankings just off of his accomplishments overall. And, oh, my God, Steph, this playoff run was the most complete version of Steph I've ever seen because he was being very, very tough nose on the defensive side, giving really great effort because certain teams would try to hunt him out and try to attack him because he's like one of the weaker defenders that's of the Warriors players who's out there. But like every time that happened, he held his own for the most part. So he's gotten a lot stronger. He's gotten a lot more rebounds. He's always hanging around the free throw line a lot more. Helping out his big man who are boxing out on the inside. And man, yeah, his assist numbers are always going to be there because guys are always going to want to double team and pressure him super far away from the basket. So he's going to get opportunities to just find dudes that are wide open. So, like, props to Steph. He's gotten better this late into his career, which is very impressive. There's not that many guys who do that. So, yeah, because he was averaging like over 5 rebounds a game for like a dude who's like 6'3", with guys out there that are like, he's matchups like 6'6" to like 7 foot or whatever. It's like that's pretty impressive for a little dude like that. And the way he was able to use the threat of shooting that 3-pointer to his advantage and just cross a dude over or break a double team, split the double team and get into the paint. He was able to finish layups and look for contact and drive a lot more effective than he had been when he was younger and he was not as strong, not as built, I guess. Yeah, he's built different now, man. And he could take that contact and that punishment a lot better than he used to be able to. If you saw pictures of him as like a skinny rookie, you're like, damn, bro, this guy he can't take it to the rack. He's got to stay outside, man. And to his credit, that's what he did for the most part. But yeah, he's really filled out the other parts of his game. And I mean, his handles has been terrific since like the first couple years in the league. Say it got better, really progressed his first like 3 or 4 seasons, and he's just maintained that same level of excellence with that. The Warriors are still kind of like can be a little hit or miss in terms of just being sloppy with the basketball, but they turn the ball over being aggressive, and those are the kind of turnovers you can live with versus the ones where it's like dumb bonehead mistakes. But the Celtics this year, they couldn't take advantage, and neither could anybody else in the playoffs. But obviously, there's always asterisks, there's always injury issues. If Chris Middleton would have not got hurt, maybe they beat the Celtics in the second round, and maybe Giannis has another championship. Who knows? If John Morant doesn't get hurt in the second round either, maybe the Grizzlies give it a better run against them. Who knows? But hey, that's how it works. So it is what it is. So gotta come back next year, man. That's all you can do. Grizzlies look pretty good. They look like they're gonna be contenders for a minute. But Giannis, yeah, he's still gonna be there. So if they still got Middleton and Drew, they're still gonna be a tough out also. So it's crazy. But yeah, Lois, you're right though. I gotta give a big shout out to all the bench players though, and everybody else who was like the others on the Warriors who came through. Yeah, Jordan Poole. He's a player that the Warriors really haven't necessarily had or needed in the past. That kind of like lightning bug, quick off the bench scorer who can provide some offense, but sometimes is like can be like a little hit or miss. He came up with some big shots and some big plays this postseason. I know. A lot of people on Twitter, on the internet, were giving him props for those buzzer beaters. He was like 3 for 3 and like end of quarter buzzer beaters at one point before he missed one in Game 6. So everyone's like, nobody's ever gone 4 for 4 and all that stuff. So yeah. But he did very well. He balled out. He did what he needed him to do. Provided an extra offensive punch, and then Andrew Wiggins. Yo, you're right. I gotta give big shout out to Andrew fucking Wiggins because this dude. Uh, he earned that celebration, man. There's that picture of him looking kind of beat, hanging out with Klay and Juan Toscano Anderson. Which big shout out. He's first, um, I guess, player of Mexican descent to win an NBA championship. So saludos, Juan. Um, Congratulations to all that. Didn't get as many playing time in the postseason, but hey, it is what it is. But yeah, man, fucking Wiggins, bro, that picture, bro, you knew he was like up all night drinking, and you knew he had to be smoking because his eyes are like fucking super, super low, looking red as hell. Oh my god, dude. He was a red-eye Jedi for sure, man. He was, oh yeah. Everybody was like, man, gelato got to him. Like, yeah, they got some good shit up there, bro. Oh man, but yeah, Wiggins, man, Wiggins had some monster games. He was putting up like career highs in rebounds and stuff, and it seemed like Iguodala was like the coach, like the the assistant coach that was designated to just talk to him and have him maximize what he does. Because there's been times in the past where you can question his effort, or you can question his like intensity or his focus, because he would kind of come drift in and out of games where it's like you'd be out there, you'd be watching the game for like 10 minutes, you'd be like, "Oh, is Wiggins out there?" He's like, "I haven't seen him do anything," and then he'll have like a explosive game, uh, kind of how he was in Minnesota. So he was like a little inconsistent, but bro, give it props to him, man, because like it was he played it, he balled out. That man is gonna earn him a good contract if he wants it, or another chance to win championships with the Warriors if he wants to stay with them, because that'll be the big question is what they do with Wiggins moving forward, because they got a lot of money tied up to some players moving forward. So we'll see what the Warriors do, but yeah, Wiggins, man, he earned his keep, and you got to give it to him, man. He played like James Worthy out there. He was just like small forward, like slash power forward, like smaller power forward kind of dude, just filling in the gaps, attacking the rim, grabbing boards and playing tough defense. And he filled that role like to a key. He kind of did the Andre Iguodala role, with a little bit more offensive punch than Iggy was kind of at his prime, because Iggy was still looking to dish and distribute a little bit more. But Iguodala, every time you see him on the bench, Wiggins would come out. Iguodala was in his ear, just like talking, and trying to get him locked in. And I think them two together, they worked pretty well, because every single time Wiggins did something good, Iggy's just right here on the bench, just clapping him up and giving him daps. So yeah, man, that shit came through, man. Yeah, I don't. Wiggins was not a guy I would have necessarily penciled in to have a performance like that, so it's a little surprising. However, I feel like a lot of us knew he had, I guess, some potential to hit that, and a lot of us, I think, didn't think he'd ever hit that potential. But obviously, it helps when you're playing with Steph and Klay. Also, big shout out to Klay, because like he deserved that craziness that he was doing at the parade, because that man had what 2 years, 2.5 years off from playing basketball, two really tragic injuries, ACL and an Achilles. Like, dude, like hardly anybody comes back from that. So the fact that he came back and was able to produce, was pretty special there. At times, there was times he was struggling, and it was a question of whether he was going to be at the rotation in certain points in the finals. You're like, dude, like, can he play? Like, he might be a defensive liability. Versus back in the day, he was one of the best defenders in the league. So he stepped it up in the last few games, though. Draymond was actually the one who got benched a little bit in Game 4. So and he responded well. His Game 6 was fucking crazy, man. He was just out there from the jump, like was just locked in, doing typical Draymond stuff. Was even hitting a couple jump shots, and at that point, you're like, oh, it's gonna be tough for the Celtics tonight. And yeah, they got it done, man. So props to them. All right, that's enough finals talk. What else has been happening? Um, Talk about some draft news. Draft happened recently. A couple offseason moves. I guess this is Warriors related. The one of the assistant coaches on the team, Kenny Atkinson, was tabbed to be. He was in line to be the head coach for the Charlotte Hornets. They announced it the week before the finals, or before the finals ended, I should say. And then they win the finals, and he decides, nah, actually, I don't want to go to Charlotte. I'm going to stay here in the Bay Area, and I won't be a head coach, but it's nice over here. So that usually does not happen, man. Like that's so rare for a coach that's gonna be like making millions of dollars to just be like, I'm good. Like, I mean, this is a guy he's been a head coach before. He was coach of the Nets prior. Had been a long time assistant coach too. So I mean, I don't know. Maybe he just doesn't. He just didn't want that scrutiny, I guess, or whatever. But yeah, that was an awkward situation for the team, especially considering that they didn't really like they didn't make the playoffs, so they've been out for like a couple months. So they could have hired another head coach a long time ago. So they were kind of waiting on Atkinson, but yeah, they came back and like apparently Mike D'Antoni was like the next person in line for the job when they announced that Atkinson was gonna get it. So I guess I don't know what the fuck happened, but they did not hire him either. So they ended up going with Steve Clifford, who was like a head coach for them a few years ago. He got let go, and then he went to Orlando for a few seasons, and then now he's back in Charlotte, I guess. So if I'm a fan of that team, I would have been pissed off of the way they handled that shit. You're like, what the fuck? Like, we shouldn't have fired Borrego to begin with, which another Latino in the NBA. Shout out, shout out, shout out. But yeah, man, like I don't know, it's puzzling stuff there from MJ's team out in Charlotte. So what are they gonna do? I don't fucking know. Guess Steve Clifford there. All right, what else? What else happened? Atlanta Hawks promote Landry Fields to general manager. Apparently, he had been an assistant general manager since October of 2020, which I had no idea. This is kind of crazy to me because I remember seeing Landry Fields as a player like not too long ago on the Knicks, have some pretty decent seasons. He was a teammate with Jeremy Lin during that Linsanity shit happening. Went to Toronto, played like another year or two, and then retired. But yeah, shout out to him. Shout out to yeah, the young GM Landry, dude. I don't think he's even 40 yet. So um, yeah, man, that's a very young general manager. They're just hiring a lot of young guys, man. I know there was another head coach that just got hired. I have it listed here. Um, yeah, the Jazz. They're gonna get a new head coach. They got former Celtics assistant Will Hardy. He's gonna be the youngest coach in the league at 34 years old. I'm like, God damn, that is a quick rise. Before he was on the Celtics, he was also a coach with Ime Udoka when they were with San Antonio. So he had worked under Greg Popovich for years before that. But like, damn, 34, that is young as hell, man. I'm seeing all these young ass dudes, and I'm like second guessing what the fuck I was doing with my life, man. Maybe I should have just gotten into the film room and just started doing basketball breakdowns and see if I can get on a roster or two as a video coordinator or whatever the hell, man. I could have done that shit, man. I don't know. Why am I poo pooing myself? Yeah, big shout out to Will Hardy, man. Getting there. Shout out. Gotta put in the hours, man. All right, that's enough of that. Let's talk about the draft, man. The NBA draft came and went last week. A couple noteworthy selections. Paulo Banchero went number 1 overall to the Orlando Magic, which I don't think people were necessarily surprised that he was the number 1 overall pick. They were surprised in the way that the Magic went about doing that selection because apparently he didn't go in to work out. Apparently he didn't really talk much with the organization prior, so they didn't really have like as strong of a relationship, I guess. But it seemed like weird before, like I don't know, like they were either super high on Chet Holmgren or like yeah, or they're just trying to throw people off their scent, which is like you're the number 1 draft. You're a team drafted number 1 overall. Like you don't necessarily need to do that, but there was a lot of Magic fans that were real confused like how they handled it. But Banchero, man, he looks like he's going to be a pretty good offensive force going forward. Really physical, big, big, big guy that can attack the rim there. Number 2 is Chet Holmgren going to Oklahoma City, which long, lanky dudes, skinny dudes. I feel like all those dudes go to OKC at some point in their career because it's like KD started out there. They got this dude Pokuševski's like freaking skinny as hell, and then they got Chet Holmgren now. So yeah, like the lanky dudes. And then number 3 overall was Jabari Smith, another really lanky dude, but he was like a 6'10" shooter type from Auburn. He went to Houston, so he's going to the Rockets. My Sacramento Kings were the fourth team picking fourth overall, and everybody and their mama's shitting on how the hell they handle their draft pick because and a lot of people's big boards, they had this guy, Jaden Ivey, guard out of Purdue, supposed to be pretty damn athletic, really phenomenal basketball player, but he's like a lead guard, so he's got kind of the guy who wants to run the show and handle the ball a lot. Kings right now employ a player named De'Aaron Fox, who they would like to be having the ball a lot. So they didn't necessarily see, I guess, them sitting next to each other, especially considering that last season they also drafted another guard who was smaller in Davion Mitchell. So, I mean, I like how Mitchell ended the season. And Fox did a lot better once they got Sabonis over there. But, like, everybody is just shitting on him for not drafting Ivy and then for not trading the pick if you weren't going to draft Ivy. Ivy just ended up getting drafted in the next pick by the Pistons. So the Kings ended up just selecting forward Keegan Murray out of Iowa, which he's like the highest drafted player ever from that school. But he seems like he's good. He could be good. I don't know. I want to give him as much leeway as possible because he's not the one who can control his situation necessarily. But man, Kings fans have had a lot of bitching about draft picks and about missing guys when there's like an all-star or like a fucking all-NBA player who goes drafted right after. I mean, I don't want to go through the list of players, but it's insane. They've missed guys like Klay Thompson, Steph Curry, fucking Luka, Dame Lillard. Like there is so many guys they could have potentially had that they don't and didn't have. So it's like fucking frustrating. But like I want to root for this Murray kid, man, because he seems like he can be a solid pro. But yeah, man, best of luck, Keegan. Welcome to Sac. Hope you enjoy the city. I know you're probably not a super big city guy necessarily, so might be your cup of tea, might be your speed there. But best of luck, man. Hope the Kings do well. It's just fucking frustrating, man. Just seeing everybody just shitting on the teams. It's like, oh, here they go again. Here they go again. So who knows? Who knows? Who knows what the hell's gonna happen? I mean, these guys are like what? Like, I mean, 19 to 22. So like, you gotta give it a few years before you even have any idea how successful guys could be. So yeah, man. Hope that works out. There were some trades that happened in the draft. A couple different things. Let's see. Nuggets made a trade. They dealt Jermichael Green to the Thunder and a protected 2027 first rounder for the number 30th pick and 2 future seconds. I think they're just getting off the salary. I think Jermichael Green's going to get a buyout from Oklahoma City. That's their move. They just absorb salary and take draft picks as like as a favor for that, and then they just ended up buying out guys or trading them somewhere else. So yeah, this is kind of a turnstile organization right now. They're just trying to get like really young dudes. They're, apparently everybody and their mama is high on this guy Victor Wembanyama. Didn't want to rhyme there necessarily, but hey, that's how we do it. We flowing. So yeah, apparently they're not trying to be that great this season either, too. So I don't know, maybe some more teams might be tanking for that dude. Apparently he's like a 7'3" dude who like plays like a 6'8" guy. Apparently he's crazy athletic and put the ball on the floor. So like we'll see. Unicorn ass basketball players nowadays, man, fucking crazy. Who else? Rockets, they traded Christian Wood to the Dallas Mavericks for the 26th pick and 4 players, which ended up being Boban Marjanovic, Sterling Brown, Trey Burke, and Marquise Chris. So biggest news is that Boban and Luka no longer teammates. Oh, so sad. I feel like Boban, every team he goes to, he always gets that like a best friend as a teammate, and it ends up being like a meme worthy thing. Him and Toby, it was Bobby and Toby, the Bobby and Toby shows. Tobias Harris when he was on the Sixers, and then they went to the Clippers, or they went to the Clippers, and then they went to the Sixers. They were both teammates, and then he got traded to the Mavericks. He was cool with Luka, but we'll see what happens. Boban He's like 7'5", just ginormous human being. Coming out in commercials, I see you, bro. I see you coming on State Farm commercials. Reaching up at the top shelf for some what was it Trey Young? Yeah, Trey Young and who's a WNBA player? I can't remember her name. I'm horrible. I know. Free Brittany Griner, by the way. Free Brittany Griner. Free Brittany Griner. And fuck you, Russia. So yeah, free Brittany Griner. What else happened? The Blazers, they acquire. Oh, so I guess I gotta say, Christian Wood on the Mavericks. He might be pretty good. Stretch 4 player. So we'll see what goes on with that. Blazers acquired Jeremy Grant and the 46th pick in this year draft for the Pistons. From the Pistons for the 36th pick, a first rounder in 2025, and a second rounders that year and the next year in 26. So yeah. So Blazers getting Jeremy Grant. That kind of signals that they're trying to win for Dame Lillard. So maybe they don't want to trade Dame. I don't know. Confusing stuff in Portland. What's going on? Will they tank? Kinda, maybe not intentionally. Oh, I don't know. My Sacramento Kings, they traded their 49th pick, second rounder, for the rights to Sasha Vezenkov. He was a first-team All-EuroLeague forward last year, and he was the 57th pick in the 2017 draft. So if he comes over, cool. What's up? What's going on, Vezenkov? Yeah, best of luck to you. Let's see. Magic traded their 35th pick for 28th second rounder. Memphis center Jalen Duren and Kemba Walker got traded to the Pistons in a three-way deal with the Knicks and the Hornets. What the Knicks did on draft day was like super confusing to everybody, especially Knicks fans, because they thought they were going to get this guy Duren, the center. They had the 11th pick. They ended up shipping the pick out and getting what they got. They got rid of some salary, Kemba Walker, and then they got, I don't know what the fuck they got. They didn't get any players, so it's like I think they're just trying to clear room for Jalen Brunson because I think they're going to try to sign him from the Mavericks. He's an unrestricted free agent, so that means that technically Dallas could match the offer, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. Apparently, the Knicks had hired his dad, Rick Brunson, as an assistant coach, and both their agents, I guess, are close with the Knicks organization too. So, yeah, we'll see what happens. That seems like that's kind of line up there. But yeah, for Knicks fans, Jalen Brunson, he's a good player, but like, apparently the deal is like 4 years, $100 million. So like, yeah. Good luck, man. Good luck. A lot of Knicks fans gonna be talking him up at like a future All-Star and stuff. So we'll see what happens. Get that money. So yeah, Jalen Duren looks like he might be a solid center. He's going to the Pistons. Sixers acquired DeAnthony Melton from the Grizzlies for Danny Green, number 23 pick. David Roby of Colorado State was that pick. He got drafted. So yeah, Grizzlies kind of giving up on DeAnthony Melton. I thought that was interesting. They ended up getting another kid in the draft. I think I might replace him. I think it was LaRavia, I think is his name. I can't remember. I can't fucking remember. But yeah, I thought DeAnthony Melton's a solid player. So another solid player for the Sixers there. We'll see how he fits in on the wing. Danny Green, he tried. Didn't have the best of seasons, I guess, last year. Danny Green's an interesting cat because it feels like he's either super hot or super cold. He's a very streaky kind of shooter type of player. So see what he does for the Grizzlies. So Sacramento, they drafted Jaden Hardy at 37, and they sent him to the Mavericks for 2 future seconds. So yeah, that's trades and draft news. That's about it. That's that. Let's see what else. I gotta kind of fly through some of the rest of these. Kyrie Irving, a lot of craziness the last week with him. Apparently, he was undecided onto whether he wanted to continue to play with the Brooklyn Nets. He had a player option that he had to make a decision on, and dude, there was so much rumor and speculation whether like he's gonna try to go somewhere else. Lakers were interested in him. The Nets were not interested in trading for the Lakers though, so it's like it was probably a moot point. They're like, oh, LeBron and Kyrie reunion, it's gonna happen. Oh shit, but nope, not gonna happen. At least not right now, because he exercises $37 million player option with the Nets for the year 2022-2023. So this next season. at least the start of the season right now, he is penciled in to be a member of the Brooklyn Nets. So will that change at some point later? Who the fuck knows? This guy, I don't think we can make any assumptions as to where he's at mentally because he's just like he's another kind of dude, man. Kyrie's another kind of dude. So yeah, he's coming back. Let's see other players with big player options. Russell Westbrook, he exercised his $47.1 million option to rejoin the Lakers. So he's back in Tinseltown. And I know a lot of Laker fans are probably really upset about it, but deal with it, man. You guys traded for him, so good luck. Good luck. Another year of Westbrook. Don't call him Westbrick. Don't call him Westbrick. Yeah. We'll see. Anthony Davis does fix a lot of problems for them, but to get to that top level, I don't know. See how that goes. There was a lot of LeBron looking off into the distance and not wanting to make eye contact with Russell Westbrook last season on the Lakers. Let's just say that. As somebody who went to a game personally and saw that happen, there's a lot of craziness. What else? John Wall, another player on a fat contract, he exercised his $47.4 million player option with the Rockets. However, it looks like he's going to get a buyout with the team. He had agreed to give back $6.5 million of that deal, so he's making like a little under 40.9 mil for the season. So not around now, especially because he gets a second contract with the next team. Yeah, apparently he's going to sign with the Clippers and join up with Kawhi Leonard and Paul George. And I think that potentially could be pretty damn good. Yeah. We'll see how that goes. Let's see. PJ Tucker, he's going to be free agent. He declined his option, $7.4 million. Let's see. So we'll see where that happens. Ivica Zubac, the center for the Clippers, he agrees to another 3-year, $33 million extension. So he's going to go do that. Let's see. Off the court news. Looks like LeBron wants to own an NBA team in Las Vegas whenever that happens. Adam Silver had to come out on record and say they don't have any plans at the moment for an expansion, but right now I think it looks like Seattle and Vegas will probably be the next two cities that get teams. So when that happens, maybe 5-10 years from now, maybe LeBron's lined up there. But apparently Floyd Mayweather, he might get involved too because he's saying that he was apparently working on getting an NBA team for the past 6 months. Now, which franchise that might be, who the fuck knows? Who knows? But I know I also read some blurbs about Shaq wanting to own the Orlando Magic. We'll see if that happens, but we'll see. Off the court news, Montrezl Harrell arrested on drug charges after a traffic stop in Richmond, Kentucky last month. Apparently he had 3 pounds of weed and he got charged with trafficking with less than 5 pounds. So I think it's a misdemeanor, I want to say. But yeah, man. It's a lot of weed, bro. Montrez staying lit out there. I see you, bro. You just can't do that shit in Kentucky, apparently, man. So, I mean, good luck on the legal system with that shit, bro. Let's see. Big RIP to Caleb Swanigan, former Sacramento King for a brief period. He was drafted by the Portland Trail Blazers a few years ago. Passed away at the young age of 25. Apparently, this guy was going through some stuff. Very sad to see. 25, very, very young. This was a guy I read a little bit about his bio. He was in foster care a lot as a young child and just really had an unstable background for a long period and probably had a lot of like depression and mental health issues. So like big props to everybody who's dealing with that stuff because like it is no joke. Get your stuff checked out. Definitely do that. Wild stuff. Yeah, I think that's all I'm gonna talk about for right now. We're gonna come back on a little later because I want to talk about some baseball and some other sports a little later. But I think we'll end it there on the NBA talk. So yeah, this has been episode 109 of the Puro Caballero Show. Thank you so much, everybody, for tuning in. As I mentioned, we got a show going on later tonight at Thai Angel Bar in Koreatown. Please come out if you are listening right now. If you're listening after the show. If you showed up, thank you. Big reminder, we're also doing another show in July. It'll be on July the 14th. That'll be the next show at Thai Angel, followed up by the 26th. So tonight, the 14th, and then the 26th. Usually every 2 weeks, but we got a little scheduling change now. So yeah. But anyway, I think we're done here. This has been the Puro Caballero Show. Thank you so much. Y'all been fucking dope. Later.